Hello, hello everybody. This is welcome to. Hi, I'm Rosh. Welcome to my channel. Today's subject is going to get a little real, a little serious. Um, this is the anniversary of George Floyd's death, and I want to talk about how it impacts my life, his family, police violence. We're going to get into all that, how I feel, and some other stuff. So, with that being said, let's just jump right into it. Basically, when I saw the video last year, I was shocked and angered. I I was thinking about the civil rights movement. I felt like I was going back in time. Basically, it was just horrible. I was traumatized for 3 or 4 days. I was already trying to deal with the pandemic and get that all together, process that, and then here we come with the brutality, with more brutality, Ahmaud Arbery, all that, Breonna Taylor, all that. It was just a lot to process last year. Still a lot to process this year, but yeah. With that being said, that motivated me to join the movement. Initially, I wanted to join the movement when Trayvon Martin, um, that incident happened, but things were going on in my life where I couldn't devote all my time initially to the movement. So I'm in a different place, and I was in a different place last year. So I began to get involved in my community, protesting peacefully, peacefully. Not, I don't believe in, destroying businesses and, nothing against my other BLM counterparts, but I don't believe in that and rioting and all that. So not all of us do that. But I began to go to rallies. I began to protest. I began to call state attorney general's offices. I still do. Try to get involved in my community. I have a community event I'm going to participate for Juneteenth. Just trying to make a change because that was just enough. I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't just sit here and just watch this on TV. I have to be a part of. Not because I'm trying to be seen or whatever, because I truly care about the officers that are doing police violence. Now, I know there's some good apples, some good officers. I'm talking about the ones that are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And this didn't just start with George Floyd. This started 400 or 500 years ago with a lot of groups of color, not just, a lot of different groups. African Americans, we've had our, share of oppression since 400 or 500 years ago, started there. Latinx, I know a lot about your history. I'm still learning. Asian community, people of color in general, we have all experienced some type of oppression, so this did not just start with George Floyd. This started Emmett Till and before. This is a problem that needs to be fixed in America for hundreds of years. That's needed to be fixed and addressed. We have progressed in a year, but we still have a lot of work to do. Yes, bills are being passed. I'm happy about that. Some change is being implemented, but we have a lot of work to do. A lot of biases about people of color, a lot of things in the community that need to be changed. We need to look at resources, education, housing, food. We need to get to the sources of the problem before police brutality. Police violence. We need to get to those things. People that need help with this or that, counseling or child care. We need to get to those resources before it gets there. We also need to learn tools, which I understand don't always work, to when we encounter law enforcement, to keep as cool as possible. I know it doesn't always save your life, because I already hear somebody be like, well, that doesn't always work. Well, your chances are still higher. Sometimes if you comply, I guess, I know that's not always the truth. We've seen the cases where people complied and still lost their life, but, you might just get that one officer that if you comply, maybe God will just be with him and you, and you'll live. The goal now initially is to live. Unfortunately, this sounds terrible, to at least get to jail alive. Not to really even get yourself in that situation, but sometimes, you don't even have to be doing anything to encounter law enforcement. just being a person of color, you know, it just might be your unlucky day. You know, let's just be real and say what it is. But, you know, at this point, to get to jail, to at least be alive, to get the resources, to get the attorneys, to get whatever you need to get to, so you can at least, you know, fight it in that arena, you know, because in a lot of instances, we don't even get the opportunity to live to get to address if we were even guilty or not. We are killed before we even get the opportunity to, you know, explain our fair share in court to even know if we were really guilty or get resources to help us get out of whatever situation that we might have unfortunately been in. So that's my thing, to keep people as safe as possible. You know, nothing is guaranteed. It's up to you. It's up to the man upstairs and his angels. But, you know, at this point, that's, you know, initially, these are some things that we need to address, not just police violence. We need to advocate in our community if we can. I know sometimes time constraints and stuff. Do as much as we can to help people as much as possible. It's just sad. I advocate for anybody, whether it's a high-profile social media case or just in your hood, in your local paper. That person is important. That person's lives matter to me. It matters to me. I don't care if it was on TV or in the paper or word of mouth in the hood. If I hear about it, I'm gonna try to call somebody, show up at somebody's door, make a meeting in my office, or post a video. I'm gonna do something to advocate for that family or that individual. Somebody has to be the voice. You know, somebody has to be the voice. You know, we stand on the shoulders of Dr. Martin Luther King and Shirley Chisholm and Malcolm X and Angela Davis and all these people. So we basically are continuing the movement. The movement really never stopped. It just has resurfaced, you know. And not only does this help people of color, initially it's going to help everybody, because everybody needs to be safe. Everybody needs to be safe. Now, our lives, people of color lives, are statistically more in danger, and that's what we want people to pay attention to. But initially, this helps everyone's life. So I didn't know how to explain that, but, you know, my prayers go out to the family and friends of Mr. Floyd, anybody, his loved ones. I screamed so loud for that man, I almost lost my voice last year. Literally lost my voice for him and Breonna Taylor. I was just so fed up. I didn't care who heard me. I didn't care how ridiculous I looked. I took the knee. I did it all last year. I had enough. I was just fed up with the whole system last year. I think me and a whole lot of other people, no matter what color they were, we were all fed up. Last year was just it. The pandemic, the racial, we were just like, okay, enough of everything. We're tired. We're tired, America. We're tired. We're going to let you know we're tired. So, but at this point, let's channel that energy into doing something positive for the community and just being a support system for those who need it at this point. So, and this is in honor, this video is in honor of Mr. Floyd, the family, and any victim of police violence anywhere in the world. I have a page on my Facebook, Rasha's Black Lives Matter, Highland the Global, and I advocate for the movement and just try to stand for people being treated with dignity and humanity as a whole. So this is in honor of you, Mr. Floyd. You were someone's father. You were someone's almost-to-be husband. You were someone's homeboy. You were someone's employee. You were a human being. I don't care what you did. You did not deserve to be treated the way you were treated in that manner and lose your life. Especially for getting a court hearing or a any type of help or counseling you might have needed. That was just I can't even describe how I felt or how I still feel. I wish there was something I could have did that day, but I was way on the West Coast. I live on the West Coast. I'm from Cali. He's way on. I didn't even know the man except maybe for his music a little bit. Because he used to rap. I feel guilty because I wish there was something I could have did that day. But all I can do is advocate for him now. That's all I can do for him and his family. That's all I can do is be an advocate and a voice. So with that being said, I hope you all find something in your community to be an advocate or a voice in, and let's try to treat each other better and accordingly. And rest in peace, Mr. Floyd. I will always be an advocate for social injustice, always. And my prayers to you all in the family. And treat each other accordingly. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for listening, because this topic was passionate to me, and it's a real topic for me. So thank you guys for listening, and I appreciate your time. And I'll see you next video. Peace. Black and brown lives matter.